Welcome back to Wild Til 9.
Welcome back.
We have a special guest.
Oh my God, today we have a special guest. Joining us today, we have Jenn Tran, the first Asian American lead in Bachelor Nation history. She is the Bachelorette of season 21. We're down to 11 suitors, one new ex-boyfriend on the show at the time of recording, and we are so excited to have you.
I'm very excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Jeremy watched his first episode of any Bachelorette show ever for preparation for having you here.
I feel so honored.
Very first one.
Was it this past week's episode?
Yes.
A pretty good episode, I'd say, to be introduced to the
Literally,
franchise.
it was jam-packed. And I would pause and give all of like the details of like the beef between like Devin and Sam. Your ex-boyfriend came back, obviously, like that was a lot.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine how difficult it must be to have such a crazy secret knowing how it all ends. So I think you've mentioned that you've told one friend, and obviously I'm sure like your mom and family know.
Sure, of course.
But have there been any, like what's the closest call you've had to like letting it out of the bag?
Surprisingly not many. I think it's been pretty easy so far to kind of just keep that part of my life separate, just like how it all ends and stuff. But I mean, yeah, I think it probably gets harder as time goes on because now
When you get closer and closer.
Yeah, you're getting closer and closer. And it's like, oh, I want so badly to kind of just reveal how it all ended, especially because it just ended in such a special way to me. But
Reading into this.
I know, I'm like, what does that mean?
Special end.
Special ending to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your best friends must be like, are they not trying to just tear you
they're
down
being
for it?
very respectful, which I appreciate.
I would, if that was like Mia or Remy, like my best friends, I would be like, bitch, spit it out. I would be crazy.
Lauren, when she is aware of a secret, like once she knows it exists, she'll need to know.
So that is so nice and respectful of your friends to like give you that boundary, because personally I would not be capable. So I love that for you.
I appreciate it so much because I feel like sometimes it can get overwhelming, like doing things like this. And then like when I go back to my normal life, sometimes in Miami and it's like I'm with my friends, I appreciate how much they like don't ask me about it because I'm like, I can't just like be on all the time. So yeah, I mean, they haven't been too pushy, which I love. And things have been not too bad holding back what I need to hold back.
I mean, that's an ideal situation, I feel like, watching it all unfold.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jeremy got to watch the last episode and he's in now, right? You're committed for the rest of the season, babe?
Are you invested?
Because now we have a personal tie.
I've committed to every other episode.
Okay, well.
I've committed.
But I just feel like it's hometowns, fantasy, like it's gonna get so good. It's gonna get so good.
Listen, again, I will watch the next episode.
I was gonna say, are you only watching every other? You're saying?
I'm just saying I want to keep my baseline low
Interesting.
here. However,
yeah, interesting approach.
However,
but that means you're only getting half the story, and I hate that.
Again, I'll watch the next episode because I was interested in the last one.
Okay, there we go.
And so if it keeps you okay, so we have to win you over each episode.
Right.
There we go.
Jen,
like America.
I'm gonna be putting in work here. Okay, just know I'm putting
It's
in
okay.
work.
It's like a drug addict. Like
it's only,
little by little, you're like, oh, okay, I'm hooked. I'm not gonna go back for another, but I might. I might.
Well, you know what? I'll just turn it on. Here's why I know that I'm at least interested enough. The only reason I feel like I could get away with watching every other one is because I already know what happens. I have my favorite.
Oh,
he does have a favorite.
I have favorites.
Yeah, he has favorites.
but like,
so
it's
you know
clear
what
to
happens
me.
because of your favorite,
right? And like, I know that.
Like, who would I want to marry from these wonderful 12 men who
that
are
makes
left?
sense.
And by the way,
That
I've got
makes
opinions.
So much sense.
I got opinions and
let's
thoughts.
hear your opinions.
Oh, we'll go through it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And also, mostly, there's some that I'm just like, go home, go away. What are you still doing here? Like,
for someone who's not invested yet, you're very invested.
See what I'm saying? He's in. He says that he's every other, but this man is in. He is invested.
every other, we'll circle back next Monday.
So on the last episode, your ex-boyfriend shows up, and I feel like they've been teasing this, and I'm so happy that we finally got the payoff and got the reveal. I remember seeing his TikToks when you were a contestant on Joey's season, because I was like, oh my God, this wiener dog is so freaking cute.
So cute.
How did things end with him before, like what's the timeline for you guys? I know you said that you dated for like 3 or 4 months, starting 3 years ago and like revisited, but kind of what's the timeline? Matt, right?
Yes, Matt. So yeah, we dated 3 years ago. It was kind of like during COVID for like a few months and he broke it off. And then after that, we like didn't talk too much, and then we did kind of rekindle things a little bit, but then there was a moment in which it was like, okay, this is not happening again. However, he lives in Boston. My family lives in Boston. So I've been back.
Oh, okay, got it.
We've gotten dinner together.
Hometown.
We've caught up. Yes. Well, I've had my own hometown with Matthew.
Sweethearts.
So
I love that you used the full name too when he showed up and you were like, Matthew. And I was like, oh, she said that before.
Yeah.
I was appalled. I had to use his government name.
You did.
Yeah,
Matt
absolutely.
didn't seem enough for me. And yeah, so we'd seen each other here and there over the years since we had like officially broken up 3 years ago. And it was just like for dinner here and there, like nothing crazy.
Just keeping in touch.
Yeah, keeping in touch. And he's just become like a really good friend of mine over the years throughout all of that. And after Joey's season aired and all that stuff, like enduring it, like we kind of just started talking a lot about just like catching up on life and stuff like that. But I, at that point, back then, like didn't really think anything of it. We were living in different places and I was seeing other people. So it wasn't like
super serious.
So it wasn't anything in my head that I was like, oh, like this is like a serious
Also,
thing.
starting to date during COVID would be such a weird dynamic. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you can't do some of the basic stuff.
Yeah, it
but
was
also everything seems
interesting.
harder.
Yes. I think dating in COVID was so different because you couldn't go out to dinner all the time and you
Totally.
couldn't go to
Travel.
the bar or travel or anything.
Everything
So-
almost seems more intimate, like right away.
yeah, for sure. Because a lot of your dates were like at the other person's house at that
Right.
time.
Right. So you're watching this at the same time, like as the episodes start airing, like you're seeing this all at the same time as we are, right?
So I'm kind of watching it a couple days before.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. But it's just so crazy, like seeing how much happens behind the scenes, like between the guys when you're on a date or like doing your own thing or whatever. What's been some of the most shocking moments that have happened that you were like not in the room for that you're now watching back?
Just all the drama between the guys, like at every cocktail party.
Every cocktail party.
And like a group date or a rose ceremony cocktail
Yeah.
party. I'm like, I had no idea how much they were bickering.
Right.
I wish that I did because I'd love to be a fly on the wall and like see like how long these conversations were going on for. Like I love a little bit of drama. And it was interesting watching it back, seeing some of these guys like true colors really shine.
Right.
But I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would be such a weird way to like almost re-experience your reality. It's like,
Oh my God, that's
A
what I'm
little
saying.
bit.
Like you're getting to see the other side of like what was happening unfold. You know what I mean? In like a parallel universe.
right.
Yeah.
Because you know what happened. You were there.
Yes.
You participated in the whole thing, but like you're participating in the side that you weren't supposed to, yet
Right.
it was on camera, so it's like,
It's a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
And I think
oh, the whole thing is an interesting concept.
it is. I think it's honestly almost even applicable too to like you're dating somebody,
Yeah.
but you don't see how they act with their friends.
At work.
Totally.
So
with
it's
the bros.
Yeah. So it's interesting that now you kind of get to see the whole person.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I have so many questions that we will have to, I can't wait to chat with you after the season ends. Oh my God, to unpack it all. But show fashion, all of
Yes.
like the freaking dresses are so amazing.
Them all.
What's been the difference, like being a contestant versus like being the Bachelorette with all of like the gowns and stuff
Clothes.
that you're wearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, unpacking.
Well, as a contestant, I packed all my own clothes, had to like guess how many rose ceremony dresses I
Yeah.
needed and all the dates and stuff. And you're also packing for like cold weather and warm weather because you have
Right.
no idea where you're going.
Right.
So
It's
I was
really
just
like a length of time almost,
yes,
right?
and you're like unknown length of time, unknown weather, unknown dates. It's like you're preparing for the worst
It's like
case
the worst
scenario.
agreement you'll ever sign. It's just like, hey, by the way, we
Right.
don't know. We have no concrete answers, but we need all the concrete answers.
Right,
from you.
right,
Yeah,
right.
as a
Yeah.
girl, it's horrible because
Right.
I take my fashion very seriously,
Yeah.
so it's very hard to pack the other way around. But this time around, we do have like a stylist for the show. And
Amazing.
he's the absolute best. And he basically just had racks and racks of clothing that I could pick from for each of the dates. So it was like every girl's dream in like a makeover scenario. You know, you go in, you pick out an outfit, a gown, whatever it is. It's very luxurious.
Wait, what
for
would
sure.
you have done, or what did other people do who ran out of clothing in
When
Yeah.
you're a contestant?
Yeah, what do
Oh,
you
you can go
do?
shopping. There
Okay.
are
Oh.
definitely days where like
But you go shopping and you buy it.
Yeah, it's on
Yes.
your dime. That's on your credit card.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, actually, I did hear you say that on Asian Girl Boss, episode where I didn't realize that people had a day where they could go get their nails done and stuff.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I very much thought that you were just like, you know, you're in Bachelor
Worlds forever.
world,
Yeah.
until you pop out.
Yeah, there's definitely maintenance days if you need it, especially when you're traveling.
Love that maintenance days. That's so real.
As a woman, hey, you need to do what you need to do.
Can you imagine
that's
everything like
so
the
real.
Bachelor and Bachelorette like seasons of maintenance days? Yeah.
The
No, but like
differences,
some
I'm
guys
sure.
get it like a fade for their hair like
Every
every
14
2
days.
weeks.
That's true. A
Yeah.
haircut. Some guys get their nails done. I don't know.
Jeremy's not unfamiliar with the pedicure.
There we
Yeah,
go.
but I'm like on a every other year basis.
Yeah, it's not great.
Oh,
It's not great.
I would
We
not want to
can-
see your feet.
No, they're. You know what? Actually,
Okay.
in defense of his feet, they're.
Are you
they're,
about to stick up for my feet?
I know. I'm sticking up for feet
This
because
is so romantic.
they are not as bad as they could
This is
be.
getting less. Okay.
Okay.
We started.
Wow.
I will say, every time I feel like I see a body part on another man, I go, wow.
That's grosser than
Yeah.
that gets
Shit.
to me.
They
I'm
come
like,
that?
oh, there's worse. There's that could be much worse.
So it
Oh,
makes
yeah.
you appreciate what you already
Yeah.
have.
Yeah,
what
you
I
look at how
have.
low the bar could be.
Good,
Right.
yeah. And then
And I
you're
go,
like, okay, never
look
mind.
where this
and I'm
bar
like, the
currently
grass
is.
is not greener on the other side, on the other foot.
That's
Right.
so funny.
It's really not.
You did make a point when Hugh Jackman's shirt got blown off. Though. You made a couple points about that grass and how green that was.
when Hugh Jackman's. I don't want to give any spoilers for when we went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well, his abs were in there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all.
But
You,
his-
and
Listen,
that's
no
fine.
spoiler
And
alert,
he
but you're
was-
gonna see some abs.
But yeah.
oiled. He was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, recently lubed.
I've never seen anything like that before, especially for his age. Like he
looked so good. I saw an
looked
interview where he said
amazing.
he was eating 6,000 calories a day to like prep to be that buff for this
Right.
role.
interesting.
Also, coming out of the like plain Music Man.
Right. He was doing theater and
Can you
then
imagine like the last couple shows, just like Music Man.
well, he said he ripped a
he's
pair
just,
of
like,
pants.
ripped.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was so buffed. He was like, I kept ripping my pants on
I
stage
love him
because his
so much.
butt was so big.
I get
Imagine
it.
having that problem. I would love that issue.
I would love that
I don't have that
problem.
issue.
I don't also
Sadly.
have that issue. Okay, so like when you resurface from Bachelor World and you get your
Yes.
phone back, because how long do you go without a phone over this whole span of the process?
Yeah, so we started filming like pretty immediately after I was announced at AFR, up until I think has it been like a month or two now? So it was around 2 months of without my phone.
That feels like kind of crazy. Like
Yeah.
me as an iPad baby, I would spiral. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know what I would do. I think I would self-implode.
I
You're
honestly
not an iPad baby.
What?
You're not an iPad baby.
I very much am an iPad
Oh,
baby.
you mean you are
Like
now?
currently, like
currently
not-
an iPad baby.
Oh yeah, I'm an iPad baby
I would
now.
imagine not when you were
Right.
growing
No,
up.
oh
Yeah.
no. I'm turning 31. There were no iPads.
Like, we were
when I was a
iPod
baby.
children.
I was an iPod teenager.
Right.
That's
okay.
fair.
Yeah.
Me too.
No, I'm an iPad baby now is what I mean.
I recommend it for anybody.
Was it refreshing?
It was the best 2 months of my life, not having my phone, not having
Wow.
social media, not having your brain jumbled up with like millions of information all at once. I really think it clouds your judgment and your decision making and just like your everyday life. It's not healthy to be processing that much information all at once.
Totally.
And I don't think as humans we were made to do that. So I also think that that's the source of a lot of anxiety and depression these days. Is like you're constantly comparing yourself to what's online and just like processing all that information that it really does drag you down. And so for me, not having my phone in those 2 months, I've never thought clearer in my life. Like I felt
Really?
so clear. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know if I could go 2 days. But you know what though? I
You
feel
think
like
that you can.
the first 2 days are probably the hardest, and
Yes.
then I bet it gets easier.
Funny enough, the first time around when I was without my phone on Joey's season, I was having like phantom like phone.
Vibrates.
Yes,
Yeah.
vibrations and just like reaching for my phone. And I was like, wait a second, I don't have it. Like it was a weird experience to
Did they
even
give
be
you a
going
new
through
phone?
withdrawal.
Like, is there no physical phone at all?
No phone at all.
No
Wow.
phone.
No phone
No,
at all.
nothing.
No
Got
phone
it.
at all. So very strange to see how addicted you are too, because you're
Right.
constantly like picking something up.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was like, I have a problem. Like it was
Wow.
very revealing to me.
Has your screen time gone down since the show?
No,
yes,
I'm right back where I was.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Okay, but we still, you accomplished the cleanse
Yes.
×2 with 2
Yes.
seasons under your belt now,
Yes.
and you can do it. And
Yes.
so I feel like that's all that matters.
Also, right now there's just like a lot going on online
Right.
for
Totally.
me. So
Right.
I'm like trying to just like
exciting.
see things
Yeah.
and just like keep up to date right now. But I think as soon as the hype kind of dies down with everything, I will try to go more days without my phone because I think it's healthy for you.
Yeah, no, you're definitely like, I don't know if I personally can participate, but I love the movement and support you.
You're like, that's good for you, but it's not for me.
No, I think I would literally get a rash.
It's great for you.
Yeah, I genuinely
you-
think I'd break out.
You develop hives for
Oh
sure.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I get it.
When you resurfaced, what was the craziest thing that had happened, like pop culture or like even within like friend groups or whatever, that had happened when you like came back out into the real world.
Taylor Swift released her album.
Right.
That's right. You're a huge Swiftie.
A huge Swiftie.
So no one in the crew even like let you in on that?
I did have a producer with me like on the flights and stuff, so I would steal his phone to listen to
Right.
the album.
Okay, thank God.
Yes.
Is he gonna get fired now or?
No, I hope not, Bradford.
No,
Sorry.
we love that for Bradford.
Oh, we're naming people. It was the producer. Now it's Bradford.
I'm just kidding. No. I mean, you can like listen to music here and there and stuff. And like when you're on those flights too, you don't have your phone obviously, but there's TV on the flights and some of them have music and they're not always up to date music. Like I was listening to like Australian classical music.
That's usually what I listen to.
Yeah, that's my go-to choice as well too.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the weird one.
No.
Australian
That's
classical.
top layer. Yeah, you'll get there.
Oh my God, that's so crazy. Yeah, so you're raw dog in a flight.
Raw dogging a flight, especially a 16-hour flight to Australia.
Wild. Again, I think I'd end up at Hives.
Honestly, I slept for a lot of it.
That's
it was
true.
nice that
That's true.
I knocked right out, especially because you're going from a rose ceremony the first night that like went basically all night, right? You're not getting any sleep. So to kind of hop on a flight after that, I was like, thank God.
Yeah, that is kind of nice. You can finally just like head hits the pillow and you're out.
You're out.
Yeah, exactly. So the initial night for like the opening first rose ceremony was at Hummingbird Nest Ranch, and we're not at the Bachelor Mansion. And you and I have already chatted about this, but it was at the venue where Jeremy and I got married, which was so crazy to see it.
Great choice.
Huge fans.
Thank you. I'm gonna pretend I had a choice in that.
No, but it looked so stunning.
It was beautiful, honestly.
Who had the most memorable for you initial entrance?
Jonathan when he came in on a gurney with his head wrapped and in a hospital gown for sure. I
feel like also too. What about the best part is that his
ass was out.
His butt in the wind.
I mean,
You didn't watch the first episode, so you don't
but
know.
I've already heard about this.
Oh, you heard about it?
I did.
Perfect.
Well, because I paused it when he came on screen, and I was like, oh, so Jonathan's entrance, his butt cheeks were out in the
There you
wind,
go.
and he had a
Right.
face reveal.
Yes.
which was
yes.
so fun.
Creative. Never been done before. Haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one either.
They said they couldn't do it. And now they're doing it.
And now they're doing
That's
it. And honestly, for ABC to be down to show a little butt cheek, I'm like, let's go.
Well, to be fair, it was boxed out on the show.
You're so right. It was boxed
Yes.
out.
Well, that's
Not
not a
in
full
real life,
hole on
though.
ABC.
Yeah, not in real life. No,
In
you
real life, I saw it all.
Right. Yeah.
Honestly, that's giving you an idea of, before you get to see the face,
you a
you're like,
window.
look at these muscular butt cheeks.
There you go. He
Yeah.
had a better butt than I did. So
Honestly, and most men do.
I know
And
it-
most men do. And
it's
it's
so
truly
not
fair.
offensive. And it
Yeah.
is
It's
so
not
offensive.
fair.
I put in so much work on my butt, and no
It
one
looks
they don't do
great.
anything.
nothing.
Looks great.
The boys
Nothing.
do nothing except sit around all day long, and then they just magically have a better butt.
Have like the plumpest cheeks. It's so unfair.
I mean, I'd let you in on the secret, but I can't. Ask
so
Bradford.
funny.
Men
He
are
might tell
just
you.
blessed with physical things because their brains take a little bit longer to develop.
That is so incredibly accurate. The frontal lobe's still developing. The
It's
frontal
still cooking.
cortex.
Still cooking.
You're still stewing over
Still
it.
cooking.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I'll let you know when I'm fully done.
As long as you're aware of it and you acknowledge it.
I'm succumbed to the truth.
You had maybe one of the steamiest makeouts with Sam and that I've seen of a contestant in a long time. I was screaming. I was cheering for you. What did your mom and your brother say?
They were very surprised.
And
And I think my mom was more concerned with the fact that I leaned in first. She was like, wait, why'd you lean in?
Is that my daughter?
And I was like,
I was dying. I think it was like on episode 2. One of the makeouts was on like the little mini couch, and you got me standing up the way that all the men do for sports. I was like,
that's your sport.
this is my sport.
I love
Show,
that.
can I get a picture of Sam? I want to get a visual reference.
Sam N was the one that you watched on the
M,
one-on-one.
you mean.
Sorry, Sam. Yeah, Sam
Yes.
M. Sam
Yes, they
M.
get confusing.
was the one that did the New Zealand freaking tower jump
jumped
that
off
they
the
just
tower.
did.
Oh, you were making out with him the entire episode. It was just one big makeout session.
Oh, boy.
That's all it was.
Oh, do you want me not to make out with my
I mean,
boyfriend?
look at the
No,
man.
I support it. No, I was just all I saw was just making out.
One of 25 boyfriends.
Right, but there was definitely, as far as like the time allotment, I feel like Sam got a little bit more.
Sam definitely is getting screen time.
Sam got some screen time.
Sam's getting screen
Yeah.
time
He
for
certainly
sure.
did.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out Sam. I'm just telling what I observed.
No, and I understand that.
Yeah, okay, got it. I know which one.
Now you have a
remember.
visual.
Wait, so he was gurney wrapped up?
No. Jonathan was
wrapped up.
Jonathan was wrapped up, and he was lacrosse. Remember?
Oh, we have to talk about him.
Okay.
Do you want to share with the class? Jeremy?
I'd never seen someone handle a lacrosse stick in heels before. That was crazy.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you so much.
There's something to be said about like, okay, I think I know what someone looks like that plays that sport. No, I do not. Wrong. Incorrect.
Right. You had Jonathan as your visual.
My
for a
assumption was
player.
wrong. Yeah, I actually really liked that banter. That was like the most like genuine. Like it felt very real. And
it was
like,
a very wholesome moment.
Backyard.
It was
So wholesome.
Yeah.
It was also like a nice cool down from like some of the drama that had happened in the episode earlier, where I was like, oh my god, what a nice man.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he the one who I gave like a double take to? Who asked her how she was doing?
Yes. He asked me how my day was going.
That.
Very sweet.
It was the first time I heard a question that I go, wow, what a great, normal, but also
conversation.
like, hey,
Yeah.
I know that there are cameras here, but how are you doing?
I know. And that's the thing with Jonathan. He's always so intentional with the conversation and he always checks in on me, which I loved. Like he was always just taking care of me, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's so sweet.
I want to get into like the guys, but I don't know when you want to chat on that.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, hold
Yeah.
hold your
Hold the
opinions.
boys.
Hold your opinions on the boys.
No, like on her to the boys. And like, I don't know how she handled it.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, now or later?
Go ahead.
No? Yeah. Okay. I'm so impressed with you.
Thank you.
Like, I'm wild. Like when I was watching the show, I don't know what my expectations were, but there's something to be said about like guys in a room together.
Yeah.
Just breeds chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah. And like there's just so many, especially like new guys who like, I mean, not that a bunch of friends that like have inside jokes would be easier. That's its own like bucket of challenges. But like something about like navigating everyone's quirks while they're all trying to like obviously present whatever version of themselves they think is gonna work best, but also they're all humans. Is that something that you had any experience in before? Like, obviously, you have guy friends, but at that scale, like, do you feel like you gravitated towards hanging out with more guys or women when you were younger?
Yeah, I think growing up, I definitely gravitated towards more guys than women just because I grew up with an older brother.
Okay.
And so I just always felt so comfortable with like that banter and that teasing.
Yeah.
So I think when I was growing up, I always just like loved the guy groups. But obviously, like as I got older and like in college and my adult life, I realized that my female friendships are a lot more meaningful than my male friendships that I had at that point in my life. Just because it's a different perspective, and when you're in your adult life, I think men and women just like operate a little bit differently.
Totally.
Yeah. And so that's not to say I don't have male friends. I still do, but I definitely have a lot more female friends now in my everyday life than I used to have.
I mean, I think I have more female friends than I do guys at this point. It's difficult with guys as adults for them to like continue to like slice off a real piece of them and like be vulnerable with that.
That's the thing. I don't think men are as vulnerable.
No.
He's like, I admit it. And that's the thing. And with females, like it just comes so naturally. And they're so
it's a part of the
naturally
friendship.
empathetic. Yes,
that's
the
not
thing.
always the case.
Yeah,
like there's transactional surface layer shit, and like there's something to be said about like, but you broke through all of that. Like with many of these guys, I was like, wow, she's like navigating their nerves and the way that they're presenting themselves so well.
Yeah. I mean, I won't take all the credit. I think a lot of them just came into this journey kind of knowing that they needed to open up a little bit. And all I did was kind of provide that like warm environment for them to like feel like safe enough to do that. And so I was happy that they felt safe enough to do that.
Yeah.
But I think like I won't take all the credit. Like they definitely like did the work to get there too. So yeah.
I feel like it should be a requirement for all of the men to do like a little bit of therapy beforehand. So they're started to be, you know, like a little more cooked, you know? I think everyone could benefit.
Yeah, definitely.
And it just sets you up for success.
I mean, the scene that comes to mind is the veteran.
Marcus.
I don't know, like maybe he had experience asking for some time when he got upset before. Maybe that wasn't the first time, but that would be, I think, the last thing that most guys would think to do if they were like actually getting upset and like needing a moment. And there was something to be said about just like one, you making him feel comfortable enough to do it. It happened, and then it came back, and like he felt safe. It was such a that was a full circle moment that I was not expecting to have watching any reality TV.
Oh, yeah. I think in that moment, I really just wanted to check in on him. And I could see how much he was like struggling with it.
Yeah.
And in my everyday life, like I try very hard to provide that space for a lot of my friends and just like a lot of the people in my life, because I think it's important to do that. And it helps you get to know the other person a lot better. And so in that moment, like I really just wanted to be there for him and maybe he hasn't had that before. And so, I was happy that he like tried to open up in that moment.
Do you think your EMT and like PA background probably helps contribute to that as well too? Like being such an empathetic person?
Oh, of course. I think it's definitely helped me navigate like hard conversations that you have to have, right, with your patients and stuff. It's not always like the easiest conversations. And so I think it helps. However, I think I still do have a lot of work to be had in that area. I can get like kind of uncomfortable sometimes too in my own skin. And in those conversations when somebody's telling you something very deep, I think for me, I need a little bit of time to process before I can respond with something. But yes, definitely having a medical background and working with patients and dealing with those conversations has helped me navigate that a little bit better.
Can you actually explain the role of a physician's assistant?
Yeah.
Because I feel like before I like saw that as like your career path or whatever, I was like, oh wait, I don't even think I realized that was a job. Like just being someone who's so outside the medical field.
Yeah, so a physician assistant is somebody who basically goes to school for around 2 to 3 years. And then you go straight into either a residency or straight into the field that you want to work in. And we can diagnose, we can treat, we can prescribe medications and all of that for our patients. But you have to work in a environment where there is a physician like in the building or on call so that if you have a difficult case in which you haven't seen so much, you can consult with them and they can kind of help with the treatment plan and all that stuff. And that's kind of where like the physician's training of like 7+ years, whatever it is, kind of comes into play.
Right.
But with all of like the more, all the other stuff that maybe physician assistants are seeing every day, you can kind of handle that on your own.
Oh my God, she's beauty and she's brains.
Can I ask like a somewhat personal question?
Yeah.
So I think in the show you covered your relationship with your dad or the lack thereof in certain big important categories.
For sure.
How do you not let that stand in the way or let that like, I feel like prevent you from either thinking that a guy has your best intentions or feeling like you can trust or interface at such like an emotionally intelligent level?
Yeah, I think for me, growing up, you know, he was kind of in my life when I was really, really little and then just not super present. And then at one point our communication was just cut off. And so I just kind of dealt with the fact that like he wasn't going to be a part of my life. And so when that communication cut off, it wasn't like I necessarily lost something. It was more, okay, now I can move on to the next like phase of my life.
At what age was that?
I was probably like 18, 19 at the time.
Yeah.
And so I never really felt like I was missing something per se, but it definitely has affected my relationships with men in the past, you know, subconsciously, just not really going after the right men because I never had a role model of love and never seeing what love really looked like and never getting that from a father figure. You definitely take inches from miles when it comes to everyday dating. Yeah. And so I tend to end up in relationships that I shouldn't be in. But in terms of my relationships with these men and like trusting them and all that stuff, I wouldn't say that I have trust issues just because
it doesn't appear like it.
Yeah.
No. And I won't until somebody gives me a reason to. Like I can definitely pick up on when somebody's lying and et cetera and that stuff. But I usually like to start off on like a fresh foot with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your decisiveness when you didn't want someone around anymore was so good. I didn't realize you could just send someone home.
Yeah, Jeremy was like, can she do that?
I was like, is that a thing?
Can she do that?
Honestly, I didn't know if I could.
I loved it.
You're like, and I'm going to walk you out now. Have a great life.
I'm so sorry.
That was amazing.
XOXO.
He was being rude as fuck. I was like, please, someone excuse this dude. And you excused
You know what, though?
him.
He handled it so well. Because like when that happened, I was like, it's like, there's a possibility that this goes very poorly.
Of course.
And his reaction, but he handled it, I feel like, very well.
Funny enough, I wasn't even seeing all the stuff he was like saying and doing in the house, like with the boys and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't see that competitiveness. I just in that moment was like, I don't want to kiss you. And I think that should be a sign that this isn't going anywhere. So we should probably
But you trusted yourself. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think when you know, you kind of know.
Oh my God, I feel like the gut feeling in this process is probably so helpful.
But how many friends do we know? Like, do we know that they know and then they ignore it and do whatever it is that they like are afraid of anyway? And it's like,
fair.
You know you are smart enough. You know this. You're hearing this.
For sure.
How did you break out of the patterns of choosing toxic relationships? Because I think it totally makes sense, like not having that example growing up of like what a healthy relationship looks like. So like having a chaotic relationship feels normal and fine because it's familiar.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how did you eventually break out of that?
Trial and error, for sure. I don't think I really realized it until pretty recently that this feeling of comfortability and familiarity that I have with these guys that I say to myself is like, oh, a good feeling is not necessarily a good feeling. It's just a familiar feeling.
Right.
It's comfortable.
It's just comfortable. And that doesn't mean that it's good for me. And so I don't really think I came to that conclusion until really recently in my adult life. And it's something that I just am working through. I mean, my previous very, very toxic relationship, I didn't break it off. He broke it off. And thank God that he did, because if he hadn't, I don't know if I would have had the balls to do that.
To leave,
Yeah, to leave. And once I did, it just turned everything into perspective. I was like, wait a second, I was miserable the whole time.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah, he was
what am I
doing this
doing?
and that, and I was letting myself down and adhering to all of these like expectations that he put on me when I didn't need to be.
Right.
So I think it was once I realized how badly I had been treated in that
Right.
relationship, I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
Right. It helps
Yeah.
put things into perspective, I feel like.
Yeah.
Has the toxic, 'cause I know you differentiated too that
Yes.
Matt, who is now on the show,
Yes.
is not the toxic ex that you refer to. Has he reached out at all since any of this process?
Since Joey's season, he did reach out. He sent me a whole long apology letter.
Oh, he did.
He did.
Oh.
He did.
Did it feel genuine?
Interesting.
It felt genuine in the sense for him, but it's funny because, because for me,
I loved that.
only
It was the
because-
best he could do.
Yeah. For him.
No. I will say it's just like, I think I had waited that whole relationship and after that relationship too for a period of time for that apology letter because I knew how badly I had been treated.
Yeah.
But then like a year had passed and I'd moved on and I'd done all these other things. I had
like,
done my
healed.
self-work and healed.
Yeah.
And so when I was sent that, it was like, it's bringing up old wounds.
Right.
And it's not really for me, right? It's for you
Right.
to get the guilt off of your back.
Right.
Because you're not saving me of anything.
No.
I know that I was right.
You
I-
feel like you need to write this.
Yes.
For some reason now.
For your
right.
reason.
Yes.
So
not
literally
for me.
it was like beneficial for him. Like, yes, it was a nice gesture towards you
Yeah.
and like, you know, maybe gave you some closure or whatever, but you're right. It was healing for him to do for him.
And
Yeah.
also, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
in the worst possible way here, but like, he's probably saving ass to a degree of just like, well, I should probably say something nice.
Right.
God forbid the person who has a lot of people who are listening to her tells her side of the story. My
Right.
God.
Well,
Maybe that's not it.
No.
I'm asserting this.
I don't know, and I won't discount anything, but I will say, like, it just wasn't for me, and I wasn't, like, it's not like, oh my God, it was, like, the biggest piece of news that I had been
Right.
waiting. I honestly liked the message and was like, good luck.
That's a bar of the thumbs up.
Confirming
It's just
receipt.
like,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
And also, I feel like every time you see one of those just long apologies, there's something in there.
Oh, my
halfway
heart's in my
through.
ass. Anytime I get a long chunk of
No, but even beyond that, like there's like halfway through the way that like they remember something is so twisted and weird. You're like, that's okay. That's
Actually,
Yeah.
that did come up.
what the
Yes.
huh?
Yeah.
That's how you
Yeah.
think that?
In the middle of it, I was like, okay,
think
now I'm
I'm
just
mad
getting
again.
mad.
That didn't
yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, I'm mad again.
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yes, and like that would like piss me off even more. Really?
You're so right.
Oh,
You're so right.
So as you navigate this process, currently 12 boyfriends, what are kind of like the core pillars of a partner that you have as like your top priorities?
Yeah, I would say somebody that shows up for me when I need them to, somebody who is willing to listen to me and not only listen to me and just like sitting there and listening to me, but like actually
Hearing you.
hearing me and understanding my perspective on something and taking that and kind of taking note of that so that you can understand me as a person,
Yeah.
Right.
you know? Somebody who's empathetic, somebody who knows what it's like to be in like a true partnership, not someone who's gonna like strong arm me or make me do things that I don't want to do, but somebody who truly understands what a true partnership is.
all right. Sam's out. Yep, he's gone. Next.
You don't have to react to that. This is Jeremy's
so
speculation.
funny.
Gone.
They're
Gone.
so
I was
funny.
screaming at him. I was like, wait.
He was so mad. He also like brought his laptop out onto the couch as if he was gonna like work and like half watch.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
He literally didn't look at his laptop once. His man was locked in.
Oh, I wanted to climb over that tower and throw him off. I was so angry.
Oh
I was
my goodness.
There, you have every signal in the world. She's even telling you, but also just look.
Your one-on-one dates have been so crazy adrenaline.
Beautiful.
Very
pumped.
So
adventurous.
beautiful.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, they're insane. I feel like, you know, like the helicopter tour is like as like adrenaline filled as a lot of like the seasons go. But this season it's been freaking
Yes.
like back-to-back skydiving, the racing. That wasn't a one-on-one, but
You know,
like
you can go on a date
racing.
with 2 feet on the ground the whole fucking time, you know, right?
That would be my requirement. I'm like, if you want me to be on your show, my feet will remain on the
And
ground.
if you want to remain liking me, you'll keep my feet on the
Oh
ground.
my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a
Listen,
thought.
I was definitely like kicking and screaming coming out of that plane,
Yeah.
but it had been something that I'd been wanting to do for a while.
Right.
And
Not
I
something
had
you want to
said-
do in front of the world.
Well, maybe you want to do it in front of the
Maybe you
world.
do. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no.
Me
That
too.
would, if there was the added pressure of being like, ooh, everyone's gonna see me decide to
Like-
not do this. Like that would make me do it more. I think.
I think if I want to shit myself, I want to do it in the private of my own home.
I mean,
I think
listen,
for me, it was like I'm not dying on national television, so
you're so
every
right.
safety
And if you
precaution
did-
is being
You're
taken.
so right.
Right.
This is the
right.
safest environment possible that you could skydive. You are
Right.
so absolutely
Yeah.
correct.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what I was.
And if you were
falling
to
back on.
survive, if there was a small injury, I definitely want to get hurt doing it while it's being videotaped for the
That's
world to
true.
see.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's
no.
way, way better than
Yeah.
like, you know, the tourist trap that you decide to go to. Yeah, I get it.
I'd love to talk about like obviously being the first Asian American lead in
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
all of Bachelor Nation,
Yeah.
Nation history. So I'm half Japanese and you are Vietnamese, correct?
Yes.
How has it changed how you navigate being the Bachelorette, kind of knowing that I just feel like I've talked to so many other Asian girls who are so excited to see someone who represents themselves or they see themselves on national TV doing this.
Yeah. I think for me, I really went into it wanting to be as authentically myself as possible.
Yeah.
And whether that's incorporating my culture or the Vietnamese language and my mom and my brother and my aunt and stuff like that. And Vietnamese food, like I just wanted to portray it as authentically to my everyday life as possible.
Right.
And so even in that intro package with my family, like my mom is trying to speak English and I was like, it's okay, you
Just
don't have to
speak
do that
Vietnamese.
because that's not what
Yeah.
we do in everyday life. And I wouldn't want to just put something on TV just because it's TV.
Yeah.
You know?
They can find the subtitles.
Yes.
They can find it.
exactly.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
someone within
Yeah.
this franchise that is going to be able to caption this for
Also,
you.
it's your intro package.
Yes.
It's not their intro package for you. It's
Yes.
like, it's yours.
Yes. So I tried really hard push for things like that to just be authentic. And it's funny also, like when we were cooking for that intro package, they were like, should we just do like sandwiches and whatnot? I'm like, you would never make me a sandwich, like a ham and cheese sandwich on everyday life. And so I was like, we should just have Vietnamese food like we usually would. So things like that, you know, I really pushed hard for.
So it sounds like, but this, like, Vietnamese was very much a part of your culture growing up. then, too.
Hugely,
Yeah.
hugely so. My mom immigrated over here, so I'm first generation. And so she did so much to try and instill like her culture in me. And I think I still have so much learning to do too. Just because as a kid, I really pushed it away and I was like so shy from it because it was so different. And you know, when you're
In Boston?
I lived in New Jersey when I was growing
Got
up.
it. The cultural center of the world.
yeah.
Right. Right. And I lived in a very suburban, like not diverse town at all.
What?
So
Yeah.
Jersey?
yeah. So it
Weird.
was just, I was very different. And
Yeah.
so I tried so much to push that part of me away. And it wasn't until like my college life and my adult life where I started embracing it a lot more.
Yeah.
Because I felt ashamed to push a part of me away. Like, why was I doing that? And so now I feel so proud to embrace everything that it brings me and to continue to learn so much more about it.
I know you've already kind of touched on how, you know, people are, I mean, the thing about being online, like I've been online for 12, 13 years now,
Right.
and like I can just never make everyone happy. It's just something that I've had to, that I still fight with on a daily basis. Let me be
too.
so clear. Like I still haven't like fully been able to digest that and really like let that sink in. But I feel like you probably have gotten so many incredible, powerful messages from Asian girls.
So many. And every time it just brings me to a place because I know exactly how they're feeling in that moment because
Right.
I grew up not having Asian representation in the media all that much. Anytime we were in a TV show or a movie, we were the side character and some caricature of ourselves rather than just simply living and being us and being a main character and simply just showcasing who we are. And so to be able to kind of do that now and then like see how much it touches people, like I completely understand it all. And it just makes me so happy that I get to do that.
That's so nice. Like even being on YouTube and like obviously it's like a you know a different career, but I get similar messages. Yeah, and it's so nice. I'm only half Asian, and I even hate the way that I use the word. I'm only half Asian, but to be even just a little bit of representation is really nice. So I'm sure you get the nicest, warmest messages.
Well, it's nice to also be able to tell people that they're not alone.
Yeah,
you know, I think that's kind of what I felt growing up, and so now to be able to kind of spearhead that community for people to feel like they're normal and they're not alone and like they can just embrace their differences, like that makes me happy.
And Bachelor Nation fan base goes crazy. They go absolutely wild. Yeah. Are you planning on joining any of like the watch parties or anything as like the season progresses?
Not right now. I don't think so. I don't know. Usually I try to stick with my friends and family. Like they'll throw little parties here and there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask who you're watching with every week.
Yeah, my family most of the time. Well, not my family because I haven't, but my friends in Miami because every time I'm usually in Miami. But this week I'm going to Boston, so I'll be with my brother. So we'll watch it together.
Are you just gonna cover his eyes anytime you smooch someone? Just be like, look away.
He'll cover his own eyes. I don't need to do that. He doesn't.
Older, younger?
Older. He's 9 years older than I am.
9 years.
Very protective older brother.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm so excited to see more of your family. I feel like it's gonna be so wholesome.
Me too.
So excited.
Yeah.
Being protective times that many guys. That's tough. That's tough.
Oh my God, to fight off 25 boyfriends,
I know how mad I was. I can only imagine how mad he was going to be. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
Did any of the Bachelorette girlies take you under their wing to give you any advice? I know like the turnaround though was pretty quick going from Joey's season to yours. So did anyone give you any like pivotal advice going into this?
So like when I was going through the process and interviewing and everything and I knew that it was up for grabs, I had called Michelle Young and she talked to me just about like I really wanted to see her perspective on everything and also just being a person of color, I wanted to see how she felt with the fan base, seeing if it was worth it and everything. I just wanted to prepare myself for everything.
Good, bad, ugly.
Yeah, exactly. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I heard there's also a group chat.
Yes.
And you're in the group chat now?
Yes, I'm officially in the Bachelorette group chat. Caitlin Bristow added me in. And it's a group chat with all of the previous Bachelorettes.
Oh my God, wait, that's so cute.
Very, very supportive group chat, yes.
Is it a poppin' group chat?
No, not like
we're not currently.
We're not texting it every day. I think that would be chaotic, but definitely messages of support.
Okay.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
WhatsApp or iMessage?
iMessage.
So
literally, I said the same thing.
So
he was
everyone
like
has an iPhone? That's shocking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it?
Everyone?
I feel like
in this day and age.
Guys,
I know.
Android is
That's
like 80% of the world uses Android.
Jeremy, where's your Android?
Well, I would never.
Well, that's
okay, exactly.
I would never.
Exactly.
It's just being a hater to be a hater.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna be so honest. Our little game that we put together is more for Jeremy and I because I know you can't give anything away.
Yeah. I'll watch. I'll sit here. I'll just make faces the whole time.
I mean, listen, like that's what we're hoping for, so we can overanalyze everything.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
So we're gonna make some predictions.
Okay.
We're gonna make some predictions for hometowns, our top two, and then who could potentially be at the altar with you at the end.
Okay, interesting.
And we should do this together, right? Like we're not gonna have a split.
Yeah,
you know what? I think we're gonna have the same top four though, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, if you're
well, go ahead and put your favorite in first.
I can't wait to see.
Okay, so Austin, that's mullet guy?
Yep. See, this is how you remember something. It's like
mullet guy.
That's fair.
Also, how do we feel about the mullet?
I like it.
You like the mullet?
I like a good
this
mullet.
This is in front, party
like
in
a
back.
good mullet. Okay.
It's classic. Okay. I'm not sure yet. Devin.
Gonna be honest.
He kind of like it was an arc with him.
Devin really had a character arc, and Jeremy's saying that after only seeing one episode. So it's like if you had seen it from the beginning, like Devin's character arc, he really turned things around for me. I think.
Okay.
After the last episode, he was very sweet and normal, and I was like,
normal.
He's just been like at the center of so much beef, and I feel like it's hard not to form feelings.
For sure. It's always
positive and negative,
it's always,
you know?
Yeah.
The beef is real. The beef is real.
Remind me which one lacrosse guy. Is that Jonathan?
Jonathan is lacrosse.
Just move Jonathan over.
I was gonna say, but just get your favorite in there. Jonathan with the butt cheeks. Get him in there.
Yeah, get butt cheeks over there. And then, hey, shall we zoom in actually on the guys' faces?
I should do this with my friends and family.
Yeah, you definitely need to make them do this.
Okay.
Also, I feel like Sam M will for sure make it to hometowns. The sexual tension between you and Sam M is coming through the screen.
Oh, he was the dude that couldn't understand that maybe that his date was really
didn't want
uncomfortable.
to yeet herself off of the tower.
And then never really got it. And I'm like wondering, are you with me?
He figured it out eventually.
No, like we had to move on, and I'm so mad at him.
Okay, well, can he make it to top 4?
Yes, but for aesthetics only.
Also, I've lurked his Instagram, obviously, and his dogs are so cute. So for the sake of the dogs,
fine.
I'm hoping he makes it to hometown so we can see more of the dogs.
Fine.
I like that we're basing the guys off of their dogs too.
I do feel like that's
that.
a representation of someone's personality as well too. I'm like,
You're
what kind of dog did you choose for yourself?
Someone shows up with a peacock or some weird like ferret. I'm not
turtle?
doing it. I'm not doing it.
Okay, love a ferret.
You love a ferret.
I love a ferret.
But I'm looking for things that I understand. I don't understand ferrets.
Jeremy also has a thing about how he feels as if the other Jeremys in the world are
Suck.
typically not good
Awful.
guys.
Miserable.
You're the only good Jeremy.
Well, I didn't even say that.
He's also rehabbed as a new and improved Jeremy.
Some context would be nice.
He used to be fuckboy Jeremy, and now he's married Jeremy.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I feel like
Don't
dating
you
12
think they
people
all
is.
go through that though? All the Jeremys go through that maybe?
That's what I'm saying. I think just on their own time, maybe.
I just have met so many
But I think
despicable
this
Jeremys.
Jeremy so far has been
not gonna-
so normal and nice as well too.
He's not going to pass from me. He's not yet. He's been fine.
He
Fine.
hasn't gotten his standout moment yet as well for airtime. So I feel like us as viewers, we don't know that much about Jeremy yet.
All right, who's the vet?
The vet is Marcus.
Marcus could come.
Marcus. Okay,
Could
that's
come.
one way. That's one way you could have said that.
Marcus
okay.
could come.
Maybe.
Maybe. Hold on.
Maybe.
Hold
Hang on.
Uh,
I also feel like Devin might make it to hometowns too. He seems like a really good listener.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
Who was the guy that got hurt playing rugby?
That was
Marcus.
Marcus.
Oh, was that
That's what. Yeah.
Marcus?
That was Marcus.
Babe, get your storyline straight.
That's right.
You
No,
were
no.
so locked in. I don't know how.
There
you
are so many guys.
I know
There
there
are
are
a lot
so
of
many
guys.
guys.
I will
I
give
know
you
there's
that.
so
This is
many
an
guys.
honest review here.
I know.
It's funny. I'm looking at this list. I'm like, there's not
All right.
enough guys.
I want Marcus over there.
You think Marcus is gonna make it over there? Okay, wait. Hang on. Just wait.
What about the ex?
I think Matt. I think there's no way that Matt doesn't make it to hometowns because, like, that would be for him to pay for his whole. Him to get his butt.
What do you mean
over there.
hometowns? He'll be at home. He's already there.
Yeah, but does that also mean that Jen will be there too? Though, you know.
Well, but to be fair, he could be there.
Thomas
during
has
hometown
truly
romance.
spent more time with all these other men than you. And again, you don't have to react to that.
Was Thomas the guy that was asked to leave by the dude that's now no longer with us?
Yes, he was the one they were beefing, and he was like, "You know what? That color looks great on you, buddy, in the yellow."
Yes,
and we were
he
like,
did say that.
"Ooh,
I know.
damn." I was like, "Damn,
whoa.
ate him up."
There's something about Thomas doesn't do it for me.
Thomas, I think Thomas is not going to.
I think he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, and tattoos
Seems
are really
sweet.
nice.
Super. I don't know my thoughts on tattoos, but
No, he showed up to rugby, and I was like, okay, go
Yeah,
off, Thomas, on the tattoos.
Thomas the tattoos.
Thomas tattoos. Jonathan with the butt, Thomas with the tattoos.
Yeah, I'm not sure with Thomas. I'm just not sure there. And then there was some guy. Actually, somebody was one hell of a rugby player.
John M.
Was it John?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
John
was
can
so
John can get
great.
it from me if you want to just throw him over there.
Yeah, he
that
was really
So I
good.
personally think
He was the
that,
MVP.
but I did like Dylan's got some style though. That
Oh,
I really
babe,
like.
Spencer is the pet portrait entrepreneur.
That's adorable. You want him as a great friend.
I don't know if I want to. I'm not sure personally if I want to marry him, but
No.
I would like to hire him.
Yeah, like he's
You
a,
should.
he's
You
a guy who
should.
like I don't mind if my wife's in the DMs with him at all. Like I think
okay.
I think it's
He
great.
was tall though. When I was
Very
like,
tall.
come on, tall king.
How tall?
Very tall. He's probably like 6'3".
That's
Yeah.
pretty tall. Okay, pretty tall.
Jeremy singing at
very
6'4" is like, mm-hmm.
So I only get one more. I need more men.
Okay.
More men.
Yeah.
More men.
There aren't enough.
Okay, so maybe Marcus is not.
I think Devin.
Fine.
I
No.
think Devin.
What about Austin?
I just haven't connected enough with Austin yet to be rooting for him. But I do like him in his mullet as well too.
But I also like. I mean, John was nice on the field.
John was nice in the field too, and listen, John could be nice with it in the
Yeah.
relationship as well too. But I
I don't
kind
think
of
that's what you wanted to say.
what?
I don't think that's what you wanted to say at all.
What were you really gonna say?
I think we know what you wanted to say. Okay, so you want to do Devin?
I think Devin. I think it's gonna be Devin. Yeah.
All right, Devin.
Oh my God, I can't believe we have to make cuts again to get to the next round.
Can you imagine how I felt?
I know, you're so right. Oh my God.
It's so funny.
I mean, at a certain point, it's like, hey, can we make an arrangement here, guys? Maybe like nights and weekends or
yeah,
holidays.
exactly.
I'll just take all of you,
Right.
and we'll split.
We'll do separate residences.
Like divorced parents.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Thoughts?
Oh my God. See, this is just so hard. I feel like 4 episodes in, this is really hard.
Well, she's going to
because
go to the fantasy with Sam, obviously. We've basically already seen this.
Again, don't react, don't move your face, but if you don't go to the fantasy suite with Sam, I'm going to die.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I need that love story to play out in the fantasy suite.
they've tried to remake the fantasy suite on every step of every date. And just like,
I know.
like, I know how Sam kisses.
We have to go back and watch the stripping episode.
You do.
We have to watch the stripping episode.
Stripping episode?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
The stripping episode is the one before this one.
They all strip?
They all stripped.
They all
for
strip,
me.
except for Sam M, which he.
N.
So who's-
Sam, oh God, I keep getting
Who's
mixed up.
producing this show? Like every girl ever? Like, and then what we'll do is
They
they'll
literally
I think
started
you'll
with a
appreciate it.
disclaimer. Did you see like the trigger warning at the beginning being like men are gonna bear it all and like start stripping off clothing?
triggered.
There's like gyrating.
Yeah, they're
like,
gyrating men.
That's what they were
Bumping
using.
and grinding.
I was like, oh God.
I was dying.
My mom sent me that in the family group chat. She's like, what's happening tonight? I was
I'm
like, the episode's not
dead.
airing tonight, Mom. Don't watch
It's
it.
what's funny is we
Feel
have
free to skip this one.
for our podcast. We literally like you because your mom listens to these, and you'll be
Yeah.
like, not this one,
Oh.
not
Oh,
this
you'll
one.
be like, feel free to. My dad just fully doesn't even listen to the episodes
Okay.
anymore because sometimes we did things that are just PG dad.
Yeah.
honestly,
PG dad rated.
I look back now that we're married, and I go, thank God.
Yeah,
Oh my
truly.
gosh. Some things are just meant to be kept in the podcast room.
Exactly.
I firmly believe I don't need to know all the things that have ever happened or will ever happen with my unborn child. I don't need to know.
Yes, fair.
I don't need to know.
I see.
Fair,
For you,
fair.
yeah, in the future, yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to know that. Yeah, keep that.
Dude, wait,
secret.
hang on. After hometowns, is it 3 for fantasy suites next?
It's usually 3 and
Yeah.
then 2 and then
then 2 and then 1. That's
You hear that?
right. Okay.
Usually,
Yep.
usually 3.
You're overanalyzing. Okay,
Or am
let's eliminate to make this easier on us because God, I don't even know how you do this. This would be so crazy to.
I love this process so much.
Okay, let's knock someone.
I think
What? Tell us, babe. Share with the class.
Jonathan Sam.
Well, okay, hang on. We're only knocking 1 out.
Okay, well, I'm telling you where I'm getting. I'm telling you where I got.
Hang
I was like,
on.
I already know.
Okay,
Okay, so
we have to send 1 person home.
It's so hard.
See, it's so hard because we could watch 1 more episode and things will change. You know what I mean? So it's so hard.
Which one in my female body do I want to have sex with? most?
My
Please
female
tell me.
persona.
Yeah,
I'm so intrigued by this.
well,
thought
I mean,
process.
Sam, throw
me,
Sam M in there.
Devin's out for
for
me.
sure.
Devin's out for me, but you like Devin. I get it.
See, I don't even know if. See, this is so hard. Okay, Sam M.
Also, why is Matt's picture just like him in like a banquet hall where everybody else is like
Because
high school
he
glamour
didn't.
shots?
He didn't have his he didn't do product he didn't do like the press day where they all go take the photos for the profiles and the biographies.
I
Because
love that about
he
him.
was a late ad because he was like, "Hello, let me come back
I'm in New Zealand.
I'm in New Zealand. Let me in."
that is
And then-
very funny that you got that photo of him.
right? Did you take that picture?
I did not take that photo.
Okay.
I don't
Imagine that would have been crazy.
That actually would have been funny. I don't think I took
Why?
that
Would, but
photo.
like, I don't think that Matt needs. What fantasy? We had that fantasy.
Okay, I'm going Sam, Matt, Jonathan, Devin's
You're
going
keeping
home.
Matt in there?
Yeah,
No.
I'm keeping Matt in.
The way that she said Matthew when he finally got around to being ready for something, I go, okay, I get this. I
When
see this.
he used the L word too, I was like, "Oh my God." Was that as shocking for you as it was for me?
Yeah, I didn't know that he was in love with me.
It
Did
was-
he not say that when you guys dated?
Yeah.
That was the first
we were
time.
in love. He was like, "Oh, we were in love. We weren't in love at that time."
Right. No, like literally, I felt with like your body language, like Matthew. Like it was like, why is all this coming out now?
I was very, very shocked. I like
So he came and professed his love.
but also,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it makes you blend your worlds of like,
Wow.
you've been this person, you know
Yes.
this experience,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
these, you have so much context.
Well, that's the biggest shock is like I'm in this world now. It's my world.
Yeah.
I have all these men I'm dating.
now-
Yeah.
And now my past is here.
Somehow.
And it's
Trickled
like
in.
familiar.
Yeah.
And it was weird.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
I will say though, if you wanted to, we would. and
he did.
getting in touch
And he
with
did.
a
And he
publicist
did.
or being a producer, and then flying your ass out to Fiji. Not the most convenient of places. Not the cheapest ticket.
New Zealand, not Fiji.
Same
New
thing.
Zealand.
So close.
Same thing.
I'm getting
close.
this confused, of course, with your other, your former love.
Oh, your Love Island was
Yes.
in
Yeah.
Fiji.
Okay, that
You're
makes
so
sense. I
right.
was like,
yeah.
Do you know how
Yeah.
hard it is to be a married man with
I know.
with a
The
woman
reality
in her 30s?
TV is going strong in this household. It's crazy.
Okay. I feel really good about Jonathan and Sam.
And Sam, me too. That's who I was going to say as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so hard.
I love this.
This is an easy choice, but here's the thing. I think it should be Jonathan, which means it should be Sam.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Sorry. Walk us through that logic real quick.
Because I think there's too much in common. I think he probably feels safe in not like a sexy way, but like this is I know too many lacrosse guys. Not interested. Sam,
Okay.
and we're gonna work on Sam and his ability to maybe be a little bit more observant of
In the yeeting off building
of your feelings.
situation.
Eating off.
Yeah.
building. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeeting off tower.
But as you say, it's really like you gotta like finish that last 10, 20%. You gotta like
Yeah, so what we always say
Continue
is that
dedication.
like when you date someone, you want them to be like almost done cooking.
but not
That's
done.
true because
Yeah,
you don't
some
want them
liability.
to be cooked to somebody else's temperature.
Exactly. They want you cooked at your temperature.
Right.
So
Very
we're
true.
always like, okay, still cooking, but like getting
Yes.
closer to being done.
And like,
For sure.
I think Lauren might be realizing I'm still cooking for
You're
maybe a
still
long
cooking
time.
still.
yeah, he's for sure still cooking,
Yeah.
but that's okay. We had to uncook a little bit and then recook in a different
That's
pan.
kind of reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
That the cooking's not all done once you get married.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
more
no.
cooking.
You're always cooking. You stay
No.
cooking.
Oh,
Yeah.
and people should cook more.
Wait, did you say also too that you were the cook of the house?
I was the cook of the house
Yeah,
on
on
Joey's
Joey's
season.
season.
I was cooking
What?
all the time. I was making spring rolls. I was making fried rice. They were just like easy meals to make for everybody. And
Yeah.
I was bored sometimes. Well, not bored, but like what are you gonna
there's
do? So I'm like, I'm gonna cook.
Yeah. Wait, I love that.
It was so fun.
If you were to pick your favorite Vietnamese dish, whether you like to cook it or not,
Okay.
what would it be?
It's this thing called ban hoi,
Okay.
and it's like a rice noodle pancake dish
Ooh.
with like a lot of fish sauce
Okay.
and like your protein of choice. So sometimes it's shrimp, sometimes it's like marinated beef, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's very delicious.
Okay. And are there any spots specifically that make the best Vietnamese food that we should always keep in mind?
Not that I know of in
Okay.
LA. I don't live here.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
back in Boston
In Boston, my mom's house.
or Jersey.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like the home
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah.
The home cook is
Yeah.
always the best.
I've had somebody explain to me like why like certain like with Japanese and Chinese food, like because it was like someone left and did a great job of like teaching other people how to make that like in a commercial capacity.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
we're all more familiar with it in America.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. It's like those commercialized Vietnamese food places are the worst.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to go to something that like looks aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
You got to go to those kind of
hole in the
rundown,
wall.
hole in the wall cafes. It's called like Fuzz 79 or whatever it is.
Yep.
Super, super un-Americanized. Those are the best places.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I do love a Fuss 79.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Yeah.
They're really just the
Yeah.
best.
I've got a favorite Thai spot that also looks like a little terrifying on the outside, but best Thai food.
Best food.
Yeah.
Because
Best
it's like
Thai
the
food.
grandma and the grandpa. Like,
Yes.
like cooking. And
Also,
that's
like
the best.
they didn't. The kid that takes over, it's their job to try and make it like the enterprise, whatever. But like they're worried about the food.
Okay, so say we go, we finish, we follow through. Gemini's predictions are totally 100% correct, and we end up with a beautiful ring. What's it gonna look like?
I don't know.
Ooh.
You don't have you don't have an idea of kind of like your dream ring?
Okay, well, if I were to get to a point in my life where I wanted to get engaged, well, yeah, of course I have like a Pinterest board and everything.
Yeah, girl,
since
what's a
I was
Pinterest
little
board look
girl.
like?
It's a gold band. It's
Slay.
an oval ring that has a little hidden halo on the bottom.
Ooh,
That is my
the little
dream.
one
Yeah.
at the bottom
Yes,
Yes.
like at the bottom of the stone.
yeah.
That's my dream ring, I think. And if not that, so actually I had a different dream ring before that one, but then I realized I don't know what I want yet. So I also would love an emerald
Yeah.
ring.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
like
love
an
the
emerald
emerald
stone.
shape. It's so nice.
Yeah.
So nice. Okay, the Pinterest board continues to the wedding. What does a wedding look like?
If I were to have a wedding, I actually don't know. I don't have a Pinterest board for a wedding yet.
Yeah.
I think I see a lot of things here and there that I really like, but no idea yet. Well, okay, maybe like something like
I want you to know there was not a jump cut. We did not edit between that. There was
was Jenn's brain going,
3 seconds.
Wait, because I was like, wait a second. I know what I kind of like. Is I always see those weddings in Italy. And it's like off of some lake, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Lake Como.
Yeah, it's like
That's
a very
where they all
Tuscan
are.
wedding.
Yes.
That's something that I was like, I might like that.
Oh my
So
God.
we're honeymoon. Got it.
Yeah. Oh, is that where you're
yeah, we're going to
Great.
Italy in like a month.
Yeah.
Oh my
Our
gosh,
honeymoon.
really?
I know, we're
Yeah.
so excited.
Where are you going?
We're going to Italy, and then we're gonna do Rome, Capri, and a spa on the Amalfi Coast.
Wow, Capri is beautiful.
Have you been?
I studied abroad in Florence for like 2 months, and we
Nice.
traveled
my
all over
God.
Italy. We went to like Lake Garda, which is similar to Lake Como.
Yeah.
We went to Capri. We did San Gimignano, which is like a very Tuscan
God.
countryside. Rome, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But Capri, so fun.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I've been to Italy, but I've never been to 2 of the places we're going.
And also,
Okay.
you've never been to Italy with me.
And I've also never been to Italy with any money. I was broke.
You're in a different
it's
tax
so
bracket
different.
now this time.
I think like our average like hostel was $20 a night.
Oh my God.
That's terrifying.
And that was the top of the budget.
That's
Yeah.
terrifying. That's
I
terrifying.
lived.
I love that you studied abroad. That is so much fun.
So fun.
So how old would you have been for that?
I was 21, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
I was junior year of college. I was 21, freshly 21.
And then to do PA, what do you go to school for that? Like, what's like the first?
I studied molecular biology. You can
Oh
study
my
anything.
God.
Oh my God.
You can study anything and you picked that?
Yeah, well, not anything that has to be like sciencey.
Okay, yeah,
or
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to do like
That can't
arts,
be
but
the
then do science
easiest
classes.
at
Oh my God, it
all.
was tough as fuck. It was,
Yeah.
It was easy up until I had to take like a very advanced
Organic
molecular-
chemistry?
No, I loved OChem. I aced every single OChem class. My favorite
the way that
class.
the OChem.
Yeah.
OChem.
I loved OChem.
Like the fact that I'm gonna have to be the math tutor in this house is so
Oh, it's not gonna be me.
Math doesn't do it for me. I don't know anything about math.
organic chemistry.
So different though. There's no math in that.
This sounds like somebody who's good at math, like,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah,
a
you're so
sleeper
right.
good.
Yeah, super good at math.
Yeah.
No. OChem is like figuring out little puzzles of like the molecules.
I'm
and where it's all
aware,
go-
and
He's like, I know.
and I would do terribly, awful,
Well, I want you to know that I am not aware, and I'm impressed.
and also puzzles, math all over the place. So much math, so hard.
I don't know.
So impressive.
No. Hey, I enjoyed it.
I mean,
enjoyed
I
it.
love that for you. Truly, beauty and brain.
Also, molecular biology or chemistry, was it?
molecular biology, not easy.
Well, that's not cooking.
No,
No, that was
easy.
chemistry.
That's not
No.
cooking.
No,
No.
chemistry was tough though. I wasn't a big fan of chemistry. OChem is different than chem. Yeah.
See, that's like the thing that someone would say that is just knows more.
You know, the way that like my brain, I'm on the outside of this conversation. I have
my
no
God.
idea what's
Yeah.
going on.
You're just like taking me back to my college courses, and I love it.
I'm impressed. Wait, where'd you at undergrad?
University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Badgers?
I'm a Badger.
Wow. Yeah, Rockford, Illinois was very close to that.
Oh yeah, where did you go?
Kentucky.
Okay.
Kentucky.
Yeah. But I looked at Madison actually.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, it's a great party city. Great party city.
Huge
amazing.
party city.
Yeah, like-
well, that's what I wanted.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
that's
but
why I went there.
like no, but like that's great for undergrad. Go do that.
That's what I
There's so
mean.
much more school.
Yes, exactly.
And also like there's something about like those like cities in the Midwest that are yes, they're the Midwest, but it's a college town, so it's like
Different.
very blue outside
Yes.
of the I don't know. It's
And
a
like
good experience.
cute campus. I know
Yes.
that's like the one thing that
Best
I wish that I
college
had done is like cute like college
campus.
town. Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
campus.
Like I can't imagine going in a city to my undergraduate.
I went to university
Yeah.
like in downtown Toronto, so it was like
Okay.
city vibes.
Oh, okay.
Jeremy went once and he compared it to Handmaid's Tale.
No,
and
Handmaid's Tale would have looked no, literally like it
Oh my
looked
god! I
Handmaid's
didn't
Tale
even
looks
finish
way
that
happier.
series, but that was like a very creepy series.
Yeah, and everyone's
A
like dark and
terrifying
depressed
series,
and looks like
yeah.
they're being like controlled.
It was
Yes.
literally just
God.
cold. It was literally just cold in winter when we went. So I was like, what do you expect
It's like
from Toronto? I
everyone
don't know
lost
what
their
you want
puppy
from
that
us.
morning. I'm not kidding. It was
Oh my
awful.
god! I can't
Anyways,
believe you're such a bubbly person. I can't imagine you
Yeah,
there.
I know.
guys, it was fine. It was fine.
And like she was like, and that was my first dorm, jail.
okay, listen, it wasn't the nicest of residences, okay, but humble beginnings. Humble beginnings.
It's in the middle of downtown like Toronto. It's like
Maybe
on
this
the-
is why you're so bright, because you had such a dark.
She had to
college.
find some light. That's for damn
Yeah.
sure.
No, I mean, I literally started YouTube because I was looking for some light.
Well, there we go. Okay, I
Seriously.
believe it now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Toronto,
exactly.
dark town, not going.
Yeah. No, Toronto is great. But Toronto in the warmer months is
Yes.
wonderful.
Okay, I honestly I can believe that.
Yeah, more
can believe that.
it's got a lot to offer in the warmer months when you're not freezing your ass off.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jen, thank you so much for coming on the pod. Where can people find you and the show?
Instagram and TikTok at Jenn Tran X. That's it.
Great
That's
get.
all I've got. Thank you.
Great get.
Thank you.
And it's I watch on YouTubeTV, but it's also on Hulu the next day,
yeah,
right?
So the show's on Hulu if you have Hulu Live, and you can watch it on ABC, right? At 8 p.m. on Mondays, and then the next day on Hulu.
Pacific. 8 p.m. Pacific.
8 p.m. Pacific?
Right.
Is it Pacific?
Pacific, right?
Pacific and Eastern, and 7 p.m. in Central.
I remember it's like the 8/7 Central of like every TV
Yes,
show.
yes,
Sorry, 8/7 Central. You're
Yes.
so right.
Do
You're
they-
so right.
do they
You're
still
so
say
right.
that? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, you're so right.
8/7
You're so
Central is
right.
when you can watch that. Oh, you get the primetime spot. That's impressive.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you
it.
so much.
Duh, she's Beauty and Brains.
I know this now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
That's so funny.
Jen, thank you so much. And
Thank
we're
you.
so excited for you. And we will be revisiting
We're looking forward
Jeremy
to the double
and I.
date. We're looking forward.
If there is a
If
double
there
date,
is a double date, we
if
don't
there is
know.
a double date,
I know.
May or may
That's
not be
the fun
back.
part.
I know. Oh my
I'm
God.
very
I'm
excited.
so excited for you. Can't wait to see the rest of the journey unfold. And we'll have everything Jen related linked in the description. And Jane, that was
Awesome.
all full sentence. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Bye.
Thank you for having me.